Good morning or good afternoon. Today we will be doing construction. So the first thing I want you guys to do is to go to find TestNav from your desktop. Um, so this is what it looks like. Click on it and it will open it up. If this is your first time going into TestNav, um, the first thing you guys gonna see would be different states. So please pick Virginia since we are taking the Virginia SOL test. And then it takes you to this window, and then you just only click in the SOL practice item. Then it will take you to this page. We are gonna do the practice item for math, so we'll click on math, but we're doing the tools today. So we're just gonna do mathematics practice tools, and it has 10 questions. Say start test now. I agree. Continue. Um, and then it takes you to the questions. So when they created this TestNav, they created it for all grade levels, third grade all the way to Algebra 2. So these questions are, for example, for third and fourth graders, so we're not going to worry about this type of question. We are going to go to page question 6. It tells you here section 1 of 3 of 10. This is 4. This is actually for our level, but we'll come back to this one later. So we're going to question number 6, and the first thing we want to do is we wanted to bisect this line into 2 equal parts. As you guys can see, the tools are given here. So we are going to use the compass tool to do this. So you're going to bring it to A and try to make the open and compass, using the middle circle as wide as you can make it open. Then once you make it open, you just want it to create an arc. So you don't need to continue with the arc, all the way, but I usually like to make it my arc big enough so that I don't get confused. Once I get to this from A side, and I'll take the same compass without moving it to B side and then try to rotate it. So without changing. So when you rotate it, it gives you this where the 2 point intersect. So where the 2 point intersect, like this point here, is where I need to draw my line so that it gets connected. So I'll come to the pencil here. We have an option, so I'll use the straight edge one, the one right here, straight line. I click on it. See how this is a kind of a cross? So just try to bring it to this intersection and try to get it to go through the next intersection. I wish they would allow us to put different color on this thing, but it doesn't. So that is going to become the perpendicular bisector of AB. Okay, so what you do, just to go through it very quickly, you open your compass, then you bring it to A, you create your arc, bring it to B, you create your arc, then you just use the ruler tool, which is this, well, not the tool, they used to call it a straight edge, and then you bring it here and you just try to. So after you did this, if you wanted to check if this is correct, you can actually use your compass, because it's going to be a 90-degree angle. So if you kind of make it so that this cross line goes right here in the middle. So this is 0, as you guys can see. So this line does it go through 90 degrees. So if we get a chance to extend it, that's the only thing I don't like about this new tool, because it doesn't allow you to extend it. But you can see that it is almost 90-degree angle. So that's correct angle bisector. Alright, for the next one, we are going to do 2 things. One, we're going to do copy this angle, and the other one is we're going to bisect this angle. So just to make sure that we copy the angle right, the first thing I will do is I'll just draw a line here that I can use this as one of my lines to create my angle that I'm going to copy. And the second thing I'm going to do is click on the compass, bring it to A, and when you're bringing it to A, make sure it's exactly at A so that we kind of have where the two rays intersect. So then you can make your arc big or small, doesn't matter. You can make it as small as you can make it, or you can make it as big. But just once you do it this way, don't switch it to when you go to the other one. So I'll make it kind of this, and then I'll draw my arc. Okay, that's the first thing we have. The second thing we have to do after we draw the line. So the same arc I drew, I will come back here, put it on this intersection here, and do the same thing. So I'll draw my arc. You can make it bigger or smaller. Then step 3 is I'll come back to the original one and try to measure this arc. How big is this arc with this compass? So make sure this dot right here is where the two intersect, and this one is also the same, kind of the same thing. So once we got it this way, see if you can kind of create an arc to make sure. Is this the right one? Yes, it is. So without changing the dimension, I'm gonna drag it and bring it right here where the two intersect. Now create my other arc. See, once I created the arc, I will come to here, use a straight edge, then try to connect it from this point to here, or try to get it to pass through here. So now I just copied angle A. They're the same thing. So if you get stuck as you're doing it, make sure you pause the video, go back to it, and you guys can see it. The second thing we're going to do on this video is we wanted to do angle bisector. So I just copied the angle, and the second one I'm going to do is angle bisector. So I'm going to bisect angle A. So what I'm going to do first is erase these two arcs that I created so that it doesn't confuse you. So then I'll go to here, compass. You can use the same measurement if you want to, or you can make it smaller, bigger, it doesn't matter. So I'll bring this compass to A, and then just go ahead and create my arc. Okay, that's the first step to bisect it. Then I'll just drag it up here again. And you can see that they are. Then I'll just do a mini arc here. Do the same thing on the other side of the arc. And you cross it. You see where the two intersect? And you have point A here, where the vertex is. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your ruler, starts from point A, and then you go all the way so that it goes through the center of those two. Okay, here you go. Now you just bisect the angle into two equal parts. Okay, so make sure you practice this as you following me, or you can go back to see how question number 2 has a bunch of angles. Go ahead, bisect each one of them first, and then go ahead and do copying an angle of H, for example, and draw it here. We need to see those works in order for you guys to get credit. So make sure after you did watch the video, come back to number 3 and bisect all these 3 angles, and then just copy angle H into another like around here, and create the same angle that looks exactly like H. Right, the next one we're gonna do is question number 8. So this one, there are 2 types of uh, bisectors. Well, actually 3. The first one we did, remember we did this. This is if they just give you any line and they want you to bisect, you do just the 2 arcs. But here, they give you one of them is when the arc when the point is on the circle, the other, not on the circle, on the line, or here is when the point is not on the line. So I will do both for you guys and you have to practice them. So the first one I will do is what happened when it is on the line. So I'll use my compass, bring it here. So as you guys can see, this is how wide it opens. So you don't want it to make it, extremely wide. So just make it a little bit closer. And all you want to do is you want it to create a distance from point B to this arc here. So I just created this arc and do the same thing on the other side. So the main thing you have to make sure is don't move once you created the arc, don't change the dimension. So the only thing with this one is, see, the old one used to allow us to lock it, but this one it doesn't allow you to lock it. So the best thing is to just go ahead and draw your arc like this. That way you're not risking it. Okay, so once I get to here, then I'll take this compass, take it to where the arc and the line intersect, and make it a little bit bigger, because if you kept it, then the angles, the arcs, you won't be able to see them that much. So I'll make it a little bit bigger, and then I'll just draw my arc here. Okay, then I'll take the same arc, put it on this side. So I'm just gonna rotate it. I know it's gonna give you a big arc, but what I'm interested is where the two circles or where the two arcs intersect. So now I'm gonna use my ruler, start from point B, and I want it to go through this line, right? So I just created a perpendicular bisector from a point on the line. So point B is on the line, so that's what I just created, okay? So make sure you practice this. And now I'm going to erase this one so that I can show you how to create the same thing from point that is not on the circle, okay? So you can see which point is not on the circle in this case. I hope you're saying A. A is not on the circle, but I want to draw a line that's going to be perpendicular to this. I could just, kind of estimate, like if I just use this. Okay, I wanted to draw a line that's going to be from A going through point line N, but we want it to be 90 degrees. And if you do that, you can at this point, because they give you a protractor. So kind of draw something estimated to be 90, then use the protractor and see if you can, if it is true. I mean, that's one way of doing it. But the only thing is, it once you draw it, it doesn't allow you to change it. So make sure you put the cross here, and the zeros line up. And looking at the cross here, right here. So this line we just created is not exactly 90, but if you look at it, it's like 85. So that's why you don't never want it to estimate, because you might not get it right. And if I wanted to move this, see when I try to click the pointer so that I can move this line, the whole compass disappears. It doesn't allow me to switch. You see, every time I try to do this, it creates its own line. So you don't want to do that. So what you want to do is start your compass from point A. So put the compass on point A and kind of rotate it. So make it, open it so that you, the arc you're going to create actually intersect the line, okay? So make it a little bit bigger. So this is the biggest, this is it. So I got this, the two arc. Then I'm going to take this and put it on this line and make this arc, okay? Then come back to this one do the same thing. Just make sure this is exactly. Alright, so now I just created my arc. So I'm going to continue to connect it from point A, right here, all the way down where is this two intersect. So just be careful. That's what I got. And if you want to check your answers, you could use your ruler, your protractor, and see if this gives you a 90-degree angle. So rotate it. See how this is exactly 90-degree angle? So doing it with the right steps is going to help you. So practice on this one. And if you go to the next one, they give you this triangle. So you can bisect this triangle if you want to, or bisect the angle, copy the angle, whichever one you want to do. And this is another one we will do next class. But this video takes about 15-16 minutes. But we want you to practice and show it to us. When you're done, those uh, two of the construction here, and two of the construction for the angle, and one of this, raise your hand, and then we'll come and give you credit for it. Okay? Have a good day. Bye.